Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabanson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, and entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got one kind of show for you guys. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Also, we have a goal of trying to hit 200,000 subs by the end of this month, so really appreciate if you guys help us out. Obviously, if you deem the content worthy enough for you to subscribe. Anyway, let me get into this topic here. So, as you guys know, this is beef that's taking place between Shaquille O'Neal and Shannon Sharpe. Now, for those of you who may not be aware, essentially what happened was Shannon Sharpe went on Nightcap, and he was on there reacting to some comments that Shaquille O'Neal made on Inside the NBA after they found out that Nikola Jokic won the MVP, after Charles Barkley said his name. And Shaq essentially said, listen, Nikola Jokic is my man. I love him. He's part of the big man alliance or whatever he calls it. But I thought that award should have gone to SGA. And I don't think it's a controversial position, because I even heard them arguing about it on Gil's Arena. Then Nikola Jokic comes on the show, and then Shaq expresses his views to him. Then they go on Nightcap, and it was with Gilbert Arenas and Chad Johnson, Shannon Sharpe, of course, and they were discussing what Shaq had to say. And Shannon Sharpe started saying this and saying that, and then at one point he said that, listen, he believes that there may be an element of jealousy. And he said a few other things. So for those of you who don't remember what Shannon said, I want to quickly play some of his comments for you now, and then we're going to come back and continue on with the show. Take a listen to what Shannon Sharpe had to say there.
And I don't care. Look, I understand that Shaq got 4 titles and he has 3 finals MVPs, but Shaq know deep down we should be having a discussion. For GOAT, Shaq name is never brought up in the discussion. Now we bring his name up with big mans, with Will, Russell, and Kareem, and rightfully so. But we're never going to see another guy Shaq's size with his athleticism that was as dominant as him.
Yeah.
And he robbed himself because he didn't take it serious enough. Did he take it serious? Not nearly as serious as he should have. Shaq should have 5 MVPs. Shaq should have 7 titles. And I think he sees a guy like Nikola Jokic that's not as dominant as him and gets 3 and 4 years.
Yeah.
And people are talking about him. And they talk about him dominant big man. But see, when you historically great, they talk about you as great basketball player, the GOAT, and Shaq is never brought up. When they say Tom Brady, even though he plays quarterback, they say Tom Brady is the greatest football player. Ocho, you and I debate, we say Jerry, we say Lawrence Taylor, or whomever. But right. Tom Brady, although he played quarterback, Shaq is never brought up in those discussions when it comes to GOAT. He's never in front of Magic. He's never in front of LeBron. He's never in front of Jordan. He's never in front of Kareem. He's never really in front of Russell. When we talk about GOATs, those Mount Rushmore. And I think a part of him is envious of that. But he doesn't have anybody to blame but himself.
But do you think it's because he's a center, though? Obviously, when we talk about the GOAT conversation,
Nikola Jokic is a center. Kareem is a center.
But okay.
Kareem got 6.
When I think of Jokic,
Russell got 5. Chamberlain got 4. What are we talking about here? Magic got 3. Bird got 3. Moses Malone was a center. He has 3. What are we talking about here, Ocho?
I mean, we talk about Jokic. I see him as I'm trying. He can shoot. He got mid range. He shoots a 3. It's a different type of center for today's game, as opposed to Shaq being in the post.
Kareem didn't do nothing but throw the sky hook. Wilt didn't do nothing but the finger roll.
You know,
so what now?
Wait, so when we talk about the greatest basketball players of all time, as far as the GOAT conversation, Shaq's name is never brought up in that?
Have you ever heard it?
No, because it's normally just Kobe, MJ, and LeBron. That's it.
Kareem.
No, I never heard of Kareem.
So Shannon said that. Everybody started reacting to it. Shaq put up his response. We all did a show about it. Then my man Marcellus Wiley, right? Shout out to Marcellus Wiley, man. He left a comment under Shaq's post, and he's like, boy, I can't wait to talk about this today. And I was like, I know he's going to come with that, with the goods and the heat today. So I was eagerly waiting for him to drop his show. And yesterday he dropped the show. It was like a 26 minute show. I don't remember, but he dropped the show. And the minute when I saw the duration, I was like, okay, good. We're going to get a lot of juicy information here. And then Marcellus Wiley starts to go into the beef and breaking it down. And then he gets to a part that I was very interested in, and I think a lot of people were interested in, because it was the most cryptic part of Shaq's post, which was, he said, and I know what you did to get where you are. And a lot of us were like, what does that mean? So when Marcellus started talking about it, he then starts off by saying, I know what you did too. And I'm like, damn, is he going to talk about it? But then towards the end of this show, he really then reveals the secret to Shannon Sharpe's success. And I was like, very interesting. So those are the comments we want to get into. So what we want to do is want to play exactly what Marcellus Wiley had to say on his channel yesterday. And then we're going to come back and react to it. Take a listen to what Marcellus Wiley had to say here.
But that's how they try to come at Shannon sometimes. I don't like that part. But here's the part they also try to come at him with. And this is something that Jason Whitlock, who also had issue with Shaq, but Shaq didn't clap back at Jason. Probably ain't even hear it. I don't know. But I'm waiting for that one too. He came at Jason. I mean, Jason came at Shaq, talking about you raining on Jokic's parade, but he also has come at Shannon for this. When Shaq says he know how Shannon got put on, this is what they're saying. That Shannon put on blackface. What is that? I mean, you go back to the old school and the origins of that, you know what that is. But what does that mean in 2024 when Shannon got on with Skip Bayless in, 2016, whatever? Shannon, you smoke Black and Miles in real life? Nah. You doing it on TV? Yeah. Okay. Remember I told y'all there's a difference between who you really are and then that persona? That's what they going at. That's what Shaq trying to say, I think. Oh, you drink alcohol in real life? Nah. Look at Shaq. I mean, look at Shannon. God dang. I believe it. I don't know. I believe it. You drinking alcohol on the show? You sipping that Henny on the show? Yeah. You smoking blacks and sipping Henny and you don't do it in real life? You the unk of the community, the culture. Yeah. I'm unk. I'm big unk. Auntie ain't for the culture. Auntie don't look like us. Auntie like to ski. You like to ski, right? And that's what Whitlock and them be going at him about. And that's, look, I don't know every detail of Shannon's life, obviously. But I have seen that version more than the version I saw on TV. I was thoroughly surprised when Shannon turned into Big Unk. That version of blacks and Henny and Yak. I was like, Shannon? Oh. And since I worked at Fox, I never saw Shannon because he was there early and I was there late. Never saw him. I saw Shannon in 4 years twice, you know? But salute, that's Shannon Sharpe. But that was a persona. How authentic? Now, a lot of people are gonna button this up and say, oh, Shaq, or everybody hating on Shannon now because he blowing up and blowing up. Nah. I'm glad somebody like Shaq is talking to Shannon like this. Because if I say it, then they're gonna think it's that. Even though y'all know it ain't that. I ain't got no issues with Shannon. There's a couple things he's done, and I'm like, Shannon, Shannon, chill. Or I'm gonna give you one of them Shaq posts. All right, chill, Shannon. And you know, hopefully he watches this video and he knows where I'm coming from. I won't say it, but if you say something, I will say something. It's funny. This is what we need. People always like, I don't like the beef. I'm like, yes, you do. Kendrick got 4 #1 hits in the last week.
So you heard what Marcellus Wiley had to say. Wow. If you pay close attention, Marcellus was essentially saying, and he said it throughout his show, he said that Shannon Sharpe is playing a character. And I don't know why it never made sense to me or never occurred to me before. But the moment Marcellus said it, it made sense. I was like, but what he's saying makes sense. If you look at Shannon Sharpe, he seems to be like a physical specimen, especially at his age. Shannon Sharpe is 54, 55 years old. He's in excellent shape. I've seen videos before Shannon Sharpe got on Undisputed and all of these shows of him working out when I used to try to get myself motivated to work out. And I remember Shannon Sharpe talking about how rigorous his diet was, how he essentially eats the same thing every single day. He was somebody that doesn't joke with his health. He's even released videos on the Undisputed channel of him working out in his house in California. It shows you the Shannon Sharpe workout. So Shannon doesn't joke with his health at all. And then I'm like, so a person that's so strict about his health and all of this stuff, is then the same person drinking liquor and drinking, promoting liquor and smoking whatever the hell it is he smokes and all of this. I'm like, but this doesn't add up. And then with the Unk thing, he said nobody knew him as that. Essentially what he's saying is that if I come up here on this show and I'm portraying to be one person, but then you guys start meeting people that actually know me in reality, they're like, yo, Charles is nothing like that at all. That's just a character he's playing. And he said he essentially put on blackface. Now, where else did we hear that before? We heard that from Jason Whitlock, where he said that Shannon is playing a character. Now, I don't know Shannon Sharpe. I probably will never meet Shannon Sharpe, so I don't know him. But this is coming from people that know him, that have known him. And obviously, some people can look at it and say, well, this is jealousy. This has to be jealous. Jason Whitlock is jealous. Marcellus Wiley is jealous. Hell, I'm saying this. You're jealous. This person is jealous. That person is jealous. Could that be true? Possibly. But whenever you say someone is jealous, you just totally dismiss them. And you don't leave any room for anything else. What if they're actually saying the truth? What if it's not jealousy? What if it's that you just don't want to hear something that goes against a person you like? There's also this element of that. And when people like people, they don't want to hear any negative things said about those people. To me, however, if that is true, then it's pretty surprising that he's basically playing a character, just up there essentially acting. That's the surprising part to me. That's really the surprising part. I wish Shaq would have expanded on that. I wish he would have, because it was so cryptic. It left so much room for interpretation by many of us. And I wish I knew what that was. Jason Whitlock went into it in a much more extreme way than Marcellus Wiley did. Like, he went into it in a much more extreme way. But nevertheless, I thought that what Marcellus Wiley had to say was interesting, and I thought it was something worth sharing with you guys, the audience. So what I want to know from you guys is, what do you think about what Marcellus Wiley had to say? What do you think about our analysis? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you guys on the next show. Peace.